This is Putting Veterans First, a presentation of the National Veterans Rights Association. NVRA is an organization with one thing in mind, putting the rights and best interest of our veterans first and foremost. This program will provide guidance to the 60,000 homeless vets seeking help, to the millions denied benefits, to the families of more than 17,000 vets annually who commit suicide. Putting Veterans First is hosted by Stu Steinberg, a veteran who served in Vietnam as an explosive ordnance disposal specialist from 1968 to 1970 and a volunteer service officer for Vietnam Veterans of America since 1978.
Welcome to podcast 3 of 4 on stem cell therapy and veterans. Our podcast guests today are Stuart A. Steinberg, Chairman, National Veterans Rights Association Incorporated; Kristen Comella, Chief Scientific Officer, BioHeart and U.S. Stem Cell Clinic, and Director, National Veterans Rights Association; and Dr. Randall Davis, CEO, Luminec Life Sciences Health and Wellness Clinic, and Director, National Veterans Rights Association.
U.S. Stem Cell Clinic is so excited to partner with Luminec. We think that the ability to create an appropriate niche environment in the patient is going to make regenerative medicine go to the next level. And what I mean by that is that we can clean up the insides of the patients, and now the stem cells are going to have an ability to function better. And the TAPA product and the other products at Luminec are going to allow us to do that cleaning process for the patient. Once we then apply our stem cell therapies, we think that our results are going to be far superior than just stem cells alone. So the combined effort of the two companies is really going to make a difference in medicine, and these are going to be the things that will really change the course of medicine and help to develop that new field of regenerative medicine for patients.
This is Stu. One of the things I think that's really interesting about this is that, there needs to be a change in Washington about the use of stem cells in medicine in this country. And it may well be that we're in a position, since we are advocating for America's veterans, that we can have a real impact on making some changes, on seeing that the view in Washington among some people can be affected because we're talking about helping people who went to war for this country, and I think that the country in general, I think that people in general in this country would support this effort, and so
I think so too.
This is just a really exciting possibility to me. Like I said, I have clients whose conditions run the gamut. And what I was really interested in just now was when you were talking about skin conditions, fungus, whatever. I came back from Vietnam with jungle rot, and it's really kind of a funny situation. When I first applied for VA benefits in 1993, I made a claim for that, and they denied it. Now, in 1999, I was diagnosed with diabetes, and in 2001, the VA, made the decision that type 2 diabetes was, in many of us, caused by our exposure to herbicides. Now, at the same time, I was diagnosed with tinea pedis and onychomycosis. And the service connected me in 2001 for those things, claiming they were now secondary to the diabetes. Well, I didn't have diabetes in 1993. Well, anyway, the point is this, and I know that a number of my clients have these two conditions, and for me, my toenails fall out, break off. My heels get so hard, especially, when it's warm, that they crack and they bleed. My socks stick to my feet. If there were, and I've tried every, medicine or whatever that the VA has to offer, even at one point an experimental drug. None of these things have worked. And, we're horse people. And so along with the problems in my lower spine, kind of become problematic after I've been in the saddle for 3 or 4 days. And, if there was a way to fix these things, I would be forever grateful.
I think both of our applications, Kristen's application and what they're doing at U.S. Stem Cell and the Tri-Amino, we've got numerous testimonials on some really tough skin conditions, lichen planus, which is a fungal. We had a 9-year-old girl with a horrible infection in the vaginal area, and she couldn't pee without extreme pain and went through all kinds of medical products, antibiotics, what have you, to try and resolve it, and was getting nowhere with it. And we were simply putting the Tri-Amino and the Tapa on this girl topically. Within, I want to say, 3 to 7 days, it clears up and she's totally fine. And this is an interesting case. If they don't keep using it, some of these will start coming back. Others, it'll clear up topically. The ones that don't really tells us there's more of a systemic situation than just in the skin. And we've had real good success combining the internal protocols with Tapa along with the topical protocols. And I would think that would be just any kind of skin condition would be a great application for not only the Tri-Amino and the Tapa, because we've done it many, many times. But I think the stem cell probably would be a big player in that. What do you think on that one, Chris?
Yeah, so a lot of times skin conditions are either caused by fungus, bacteria, or also by an autoimmune disease. So when using the stem cells in the latter case, the autoimmune disease, the cells are naturally immunosuppressant, and what they can do is stop your body when it's overreacting to some sort of toxin and creating a response. So it can kind of quiet the immune system, and now your body can actually begin to function in a more appropriate way. So I completely agree that by combining the product at Luminac with the stem cells, we can really specifically target what's causing the problem as opposed to masking the symptoms, which in many cases that's what pharmaceuticals will do, mask the symptoms as opposed to target the problem. This is really a win-win for those types of diseases.
Right. And the safety and efficacy of both of these procedures is so excellent, and there's so minimal risk really doing stem cell. A lot of people just don't really have that big of an understanding, so I'm glad Kristen was able to explain that earlier, how that actually works. Like the knee, for a guy with a knee problem, it's literally like one injection, like one shot, right? Like a guy might get a cortisone shot, except it's a shot of stem cells. Is that right?
That's correct. When we do orthopedics, this is often just one dose, and the patient will be better just with that one dose. Some of the more challenging cases, particularly neurological diseases, those require more than one dose in many cases, but some don't. I mean, we can get oftentimes the response that we're looking for with a one-time dose. One of the things that was brought up earlier is the concept of the regulations and some of the limitations that we have here in the United States. And those will begin to change slowly, and it's important that the Veterans Group and groups like the Veterans Group help to kind of pioneer those changes and help to let the public see that these new therapies are available and that we have to move forward with innovation and not be held back to a certain extent with the regulations. Regulations do play a role. It's important to make sure that we move forward in a very safe way, and that's why regulations are put into place. But at the same time, we don't want to stop innovation.
Kristen, if they wanted to look up your information and get some information on the web, is there a website they could go to? USStemCellClinic.com, and then our parent company is BioHeartInc.com. So U.S. Stem Cell Clinic is a division of the parent company, but U.S. Stem Cell Clinic is the most appropriate place to go for patient information. For Tapa and Tri-Amino information, you would want to go to, at this point, it's called Amnion Animal, AMNION Animal.com, and that will link you to the human side of things, and then the National Veterans Rights Association.
It's nationalveteransrights.org.
That's an incredible website, and the things that Stu has been doing to help veterans is really incredible.
You've been listening to Putting Veterans First, a program designed to help millions of vets and their families receive the benefits and care they deserve. Putting Veterans First is a presentation of the NVRA, the National Veterans Rights Association.